Hey there, Cancer. Welcome to your October bonus reading. This is actually going to be a timeless reading. I'm just going to trust that you find it whenever you need it. And we're just going to do like a random spread as well. I'm just randomly, I'm kind of more intuitively going to be picking from, I have like 900 decks over here, and we're just going to kind of intuitively pick. But that'll be that. And we'll just see what is going on for you, Cancer. I'm using the Radiant Wise Spirit deck, by the way, if you're wondering what deck this is. People always ask me. And so that's a Radiant Wise Spirit. It's a long name, I know, but it's a good one. So Cancer, let's see here. This looks, very similar to what I've been getting for people. A lot of like this swords energy. So especially if you're watching this at like towards the end of 2022 or in October 2022, makes perfect sense that this will be coming up. But let's see what's going on here. You have this money manager card, and on it says, expect positive financial change in your life. Love it. It says your hard work is now paying off. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. So it's kind of funny because you have no financial cards here. You know what this tells me here, Cancer? Is that it tells me that some of you could be like too focused on love, or your focus could be more in the direction of love when it should be more on your financial matters and things like that. Or, sometimes I just think that but here's the thing, is that sometimes, I always tell people have asked me before in the past, like they say, I went through a breakup and my finances improved. I'm like, yeah, you know why? Because you're not focusing on it. Because, a breakup hurts. So usually you're more focused on like what the thing that hurts, you're more focused on love. So since you've drawn your focus away from like any money issues or challenges or whatever, your finances improve because you're not focusing on all that's wrong with your money, right? You're focusing on all that's wrong with your love life. So I'm not saying this is like a good or a bad thing, but it's definitely popping into my head that some of you could be going through some love situation, and because of that, maybe your finances are improving. And it's funny that there are no financial cards here. It's basically telling me your focus is on something else. The other thing I would say is that I do feel like it would be a good time to focus on improving your finances, and because I feel like you will. It's like if you focus on the good stuff, again, you're going to get the good stuff. You have the Judgment card, the Six of Swords, and the Three of Cups. See, I think some of you are hoping for a reunion here, Cancer. It's not going to be true for all of you, but again, this reading is really encouraging you to set yourself free. Devil, Eight of Swords, Two of Swords. It's like needing to see what is behind you, needing to see that there's like a new positive opportunity coming in for you. I also feel that I'm just getting better time. Those are the words that are popping into my head, literally, is better time. But what I feel like this is saying is, number one, you could just be having a better time in life, which is great. But I also feel like there's a better use of your time. Right next to it, we have the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect. And I don't think this is only talking about love. I feel like this is talking about waking up to a better use of your time in all areas of your life. It's like there could be, maybe you're doing one thing in health, but maybe there's something better for your health that could work better. And we're going to try to figure out, like, how can you figure out what this is? But what I would say is that you have the Judgment card to the Five Wands to the Two of Cups. Two of Cups can be a perfect match in any area of your life. It does not have to be love. It could be a perfect match to a health routine. This is you and your higher self, by the way. So I feel like you're being guided. But the Five Wands, to me, you have that Five Wands in the middle. The Five Wands like needing to go on an adventure. So if you feel like you're wasting your time in business and work or any other area of your life, go on the adventure to figure out where you are wasting your time. You'll find an answer, and it'll probably be a better use of your time, like the words popping into my head. You have the Six of Swords here. Definitely moving on from something. I feel like you're releasing something in your life. You could still be in the choppy waters. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. There's choppy waters still on the card right here. So it kind of says that whoever I'm reading for could still be in this energy of being in choppy waters, plain and simple. You have the Three of Cups, though. Three of Cups is a celebration. Three of Cups reminds us that we have people in our life who care about us. It's a card of the community, and a card of people who can kind of support us or help us in life. And so I feel like using those resources of, people who care about you, people who want the best for you, I would be doing that for sure. Tapping into that resource, making sure that you're spending time with people who actually matter. With the Judgment card, you have this Inspiration card. You are inspired by, to change, just in general. Sometimes, I feel inspiration can come in the form of us seeing a person doing something. Sometimes maybe we see a person who we don't think is very capable of doing things like starting a business and becoming very successful. And you're like, if they can do it, I can do it. And I kind of get that feeling here with the Judgment card. You could be seeing someone do anything. Maybe you see someone who you don't think could have a family having a family, and you could be saying to yourself, if they can have a family, I definitely can have a family, or I can definitely have love. So you're being inspired by something here. I definitely feel that energy, and that's Mercury in Pisces as well. And so I definitely feel there could be like communication coming in through your kind of more intuition. So I trust your intuition. With the Six of Swords, you have this Discovery card. Exactly what I said about the Five of Wands. This Discovery card is about going on an adventure so that you can discover something, so that you can be successful. It's kind of like a treasure hunt energy. And it's funny because in the 2022 readings, I basically talked about all about how I feel like 2022 was a treasure hunt. I feel like it's true for part of 2023 as well, where we're, I always say it's like, if you're looking for gold, for example, you don't just find gold like laying on the ground in front of you. You have to move a lot of dirt to get to the gold, as I always say. So I encourage people to do the work right now, because if you do, you're going to find some gold. With the Three of Cups, you have this power card. Again, I feel like there's a lot of power coming from the people around you. Like, I feel like there's a lot of support and happiness. And I feel like people want you to be happy in your life. So that's what I would be focusing on with this power energy for sure, is like people who actually want you to be happy in your life. Next, you have this Fire card. It says, reckless actions lead to conflict. I would avoid conflict at all costs. We have Mars going retrograde at the end, at the end of the month, and then it's going to be retrograde pretty much. I mean, we're in the shadow until like March of 2023. So I would avoid conflict at all costs. I always tell people this, right? So I would avoid conflict at all costs with this card, and I would just avoid arguing in general. But you do have the Five of Wands and the Devil here, which is conflict. The funny thing is that you have the Justice card. So Justice, Five of Wands, Devil. This could definitely be some sort of chaos or conflict that you're dealing with involving a group of people for some of you. Definitely a group of people for some of you. And again, Mars retrograde, it's never a good idea to gossip or, talk behind people's backs or anything like that. And if people are doing that to you, it's always best to ignore it. Why? Because during Mars retrograde, it will make them look more guilty than you. It's like if you try to defend yourself, you're going to look guilty during Mars retrograde. That's why I always say, let your results speak for themselves during Mars retrograde. If you don't, then again, you're just going to look more guilty with this energy here. You have the Devil. So clearly some toxic energy that you could be dealing with. But again, the Devil is kind of a choice. These people, the chains that are around their neck are meant to look very loose. They could easily take those chains, they could just lift them right off their neck and they would be set free. So I feel like you need to set yourself free from the Devil. But here's the kicker, is that you have the Justice card here. So if you're dealing with the Devil, or if you are dealing with chaos and conflict, this to me says there's going to be karma, there's going to be justice that comes in for you. So I definitely feel that there is justice coming in. Some of you could be dealing with a divorce or a separation situation here. And this to me looks like you're getting justice in some sort of separation, basically. But let's look into this real quick here. With the Justice card, here you go. You have this acquisition card. This is like you acquiring wealth or success or good things in your life. So I feel like you're acquiring something that you've been wanting here in this first position. This could also be love coming in for you, and it could be an earth sign. I feel like a very stable, more grounded, very practical energy as far as love is concerned. I wouldn't really consider this a love reading necessarily. I feel like love shows up here. But even though you could, here's the thing, the kicker too, is that you could be very focused on love, even though it's not a love reading. You might be saying, how is that possible? Well, like I explained at the beginning of the reading, this could actually be talking more about your finances and improving your finances here. That's like the weird feeling I get here. With the Five of Wands, you have this idealism card. Again, we all do this, right? It's like this is what could be causing an argument or chaos and conflict is just people's expectations. So, most people are terrible communicators. Again, not a criticism. I just think, we just haven't been taught how to communicate properly. Some of us, right? Some people, right? Or the other thing is we all have different ideas of like how people should communicate, and we have different expectations. So I feel like removing expectations and realizing that nobody can read your mind and vice versa could be very important. Again, there could be arguments. Again, I think this happens sometimes in relationships where we just automatically think the other person can read our mind and meet our needs, which nobody can do, right? Plain and simple. So if we just realize that and we just let it go, I think, life will be a lot easier here. With the Devil, you have this companionship card. Here's the thing. This is the moon in Libra, this card here. And I feel like you're looking for something more balanced, something where there's equal give and take. So that's what I'd be focusing on here. I feel that the Devil energy is saying a past person was not very, I feel like they were all about power in a lot of ways, or gaining power, in a negative way. And I would just be careful of that. I feel like you need to realize that you deserve something that's more equal give and take. I feel like you deserve something that's more, it's more connected is the word that's popping into my head here as well. Next, you have this Divine Matrix card. It's kind of funny because this, to me, for some reason, it looks like a plug right here. And I'm not talking about like a plug like you plug into the wall, but it's like, here in my setup, I have a million plugs. I have everything all plugged in here. And there's a certain plug that I use to an SDI cable connects my screens to this thing over here that I have that you can't see. But that's what it looks like to me. I feel like something is being plugged in, but it's like having to do with like transmission. And because again, that's like the first thing that popped into my head was transmissions. And so you could be getting messages from the other side or in your dreams or your daydreams. But again, I feel like there could be moments where you're kind of like more plugged in. And I would be taking advantage of those moments because it's almost as if you're having moments of clarity in your life. And I feel like you need that clarity. You have the Five of Swords, the Eight of Swords, and the Two of Cups. This is like trying to win at all costs. So again, if you're like hoping someone gets their karma or something like that, that could be not a good thing because, it could be preventing you from being successful in love. Again, if we're hoping that someone gets their karma, they're never going to get their karma. So I would just like forgive and move on in this situation. I do feel like this is encouraging you to take a risk as well. Five of Swords is my risk card, and you have the Eight of Swords, which, the risk you could be taking is setting yourself free. She is in a self-imposed prison, and she could easily set herself free, but she just needs to take her blindfold off. Again, the story of the Eight of Swords is that she could easily lean up against one of these swords. She could cut her hands free, and then she could take her blindfold off, and she could see that she is free. But she's just like accepting her situation, that she's about to drown. The water is about to come up that's around her, and she is going to drown, obviously, if she stays there, but she doesn't have to. She could easily set herself free. Part of me feels, again, that you could be receiving transmissions. Again, the Two of Cups can be you and your higher self. So I feel there could be communication coming in from your guides or your higher self, and it's trying to guide you away, towards something new, I should say. I do also feel this could be love, but again, I kind of feel like love is on the sidelines here. For some of you, obviously, you'll want it. For others, you won't, so take it how it resonates. But I feel like communication is more important here. This right here is the Staff of Hermes in the middle of the card, and it just represents communicating with the people in your life or communicating with, people around you, basically. Let's look into this here, Cancer and C. With the Five of Swords, you have this speculation card here. This card just kind of represents like thinking that things are going to go a certain way. Again, I would like say no expectations. We can think about things all day long. We can assume that something is going to go a certain way or that a relationship is going to turn out a certain way. But until we actually experience it, we're not going to know. So I feel like this is about experiencing things and kind of going through the experience, taking the risk, like I said. With the Eight of Swords, you have this assertion card here. Yeah, I feel that this would be a good energy for you to embrace, like being brave, bold, assertive, really going for the things that you want and not backing down. He's also slaying a dragon, and dragons represent fears. And so I feel for some of you that this reading could be encouraging you to face some fears so that you can be successful. With the Two of Cups, you have this defense card. Could be saying that maybe you're kind of defending yourself from love or that you're being defensive in love. Again, this is Mars and Taurus as well. And so, again, there could be like a Taurus or an Earth sign or someone very stable coming in for you. It could be any sign. This is a general reading, but I feel like there could be very stable love coming in for you. But if, I feel like you have to allow it because this could be kind of like putting up protections. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't protect ourselves in love, but I'm just saying that, I feel like sometimes we overcorrect. Our heart gets broken, so we get hurt, so then we start punishing people in the future. That never works, plain and simple. So, what I would say here is it's okay to protect yourself, but again, I wouldn't try to overprotect your heart because that never works. It's not going to go anywhere, plain and simple. At the end here, you have this mountain card. It says major challenges to overcome. You have these grapes. It says time to go out and have fun. So I feel for a lot of you that you need to go out and have fun and enjoy yourself. Grapes also represent challenges, believe it or not. Grapes represent something that requires a lot of skill to grow. So I feel like a lot of you could be working on something that requires a lot of skill here, and this could be in work or business. But here's the thing. This doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It means you should do it because, again, if you can grow grapes well, you could become very, very successful. So I would actually embrace the challenges here that you are going through, because I feel like you're almost learning some skills. You have the Two of Swords, the Page of Swords, and the Strength card. Two of Swords is about needing to see opportunities that exist that maybe you're not seeing. It's a card of kind of like finding a middle ground when there isn't one, or trying to come to an agreement. But there's this third place behind her right here. And so she just needs to turn around and see that new island behind her. Everything in your reading is basically asking you to take the blindfold off. Eight of Swords, this card, and like a couple cards here about taking a risk or going through something. And I'm not saying you're going through anything bad. I feel really you're going on an adventure. And this could be to like start a new relationship, start a new business, whatever, wherever you have been hurt. But I feel it's going to end much better than you think, is what this says. You have the Page of Swords. Page of Swords about being curious. I feel like I kind of feel pretty good about this Page of Swords, actually. It's like you're at the beginning. I feel like you're accepting a new beginning, or, accepting this new adventure in your life. I have a feeling we're going to pull more on this in a minute. And you have the Strength card as well. Strength is about like kind of taming your inner beast. You can see that she's taming this lion right here. Its tail is between its legs. It's submitting to her. And so in a lot of ways, it can just represent taming your inner voice, your inner demons, your inner critic, and kind of making it submit to you. So I feel like you're really taking control in your life. It is like the card of soft control. The card of hard control is the Chariot. So it's more, passive energy is what I'm trying to get at here. But let's see what's going on here. With the Two of Swords, you have this innovation card. Two of Swords is about innovation. It's about trying something new. The innovation card here says like all your fortunes, all your wealth and abundance is going to come in through new opportunity. So innovation is all about trying things you never tried before, or even, innovating on things that you have tried before, but just doing them in a different way. That's the Two of Swords. Again, she has been doing things the same way for her whole life where she is sitting. She needs to turn around and try new things. So that's going to be your solution. With the Page of Swords, you have this concentration card. I feel like you are very concentrating, like you are concentrating very hard. I do get a little bit too much of a serious energy here with the Page of Swords in this card. Sometimes, again, I think if we've had a bunch of failures in love or business or work or otherwise, we say to ourselves, okay, this needs to work this way. Like we start getting more serious. I've been there. And I feel like this is saying, nope, like you need to be more open to having fun and just enjoying the process. We're not meant to be like super like, rigid in how things happen. We're meant to create, and we're meant to create our own reality, which is like a much more, open process, if that makes sense. With the Strength card, you have the Romance card. So clearly there is romance coming in for you, love. I do feel like this is new love that's coming in for you. Another Taurus card, by the way. So definitely could be a Taurus, or it could be someone with like a lot of earth in their chart or something like that. Can we just get more... I just want to pull a few cards, number one, to clarify this Page of Swords a little bit deeper. So can we get more information about this Page of Swords? You have the Tower, you have the Death card, and the Ten of Wands. Again, this is the thing. It's like sometimes I think something becomes too hard to ignore, and that's kind of what I feel is going on with that Page of Swords. It's like maybe he's kind of looking back towards his past life. He's looking in this direction. So I feel like for some of you, it's like you're realizing maybe that the way that you do things in life just hasn't been working, too much of a burden, and it's leading to this major transformation for you. I actually like that combination, even though you have the Tower. It doesn't matter to me. To me, that says you're releasing the burden of, kind of expectations or thinking that things have to go a certain way. Can we also get more information about this romance that's here? You have the High Priestess, the Temperance card, and the Page of Cups. Could be a water sign as well coming in for you. I would just say it's probably someone who is a little bit mysterious, like the High Priestess. Could be a Pisces. I don't think it has to be. I think that it's just saying, Pisces always shows up in Cancer's readings, number one, but, I don't think it has to be a Pisces. I think it could just be a person who's like mysterious, intuitive, very caring type of person coming in for you here, Cancer. So I do like to see that for love. I feel like you're going to have to be patient with this person, but again, and I also feel like you have to be patient with yourself with this Temperance card, because it's like you're undergoing a transformation or a change here, or moving on from something, And, again, that could take a little bit of time. I also feel like you need to embrace your imagination a little bit more with this Page of Cups. Again, there isn't like a need, I feel, to be a little bit more playful. It's like, again, like I said earlier, I feel when we get like a little bit too serious, that can make things like too stiff in life, and that could be causing some problems. But overall, this is actually pretty good reading. I feel like you're just making some changes at this time. So thank you for being here, Cancer. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your Sun, Moon, and Rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your month.